Day 6, good morning, Singapore. It's like 11 a.m. We were supposed to get up at 8 a.m., but considering how, due to unforeseen circumstances, we slept at 5 a.m. last night, I will let it slide. So, we live right next to this mall, and normally in malls in Singapore, they'll have two food courts, one in the basement and then one at the very highest level. And so, we came here for our breakfast, lunch, whatever, chose this Malaysian Singaporean place, which is kind of like three restaurants in one, and they're just serving up like Malaysian Singapore classics. So to start off, we got some drinks. Lulu got a calamansi juice, which is like a citrus, and then I got a Milo dinosaur. So Milo is this powdered malt drink. So that Milo dinosaur is really good. I also got this clay pot chicken rice that was glistening. It was good. It was okay. The Milo is definitely the star of the show. Afterwards, we explored the mall a little bit. There was a Don Quixote here as well, although I guess they call it Don Don Donkey outside of Japan. But just bought a few snacks before heading out to finally start our day exploring Singapore. Here we are at the subway station. It was actually connected to the mall through a tunnel. You'll find that in Singapore, the public transit is actually really well connected, whether by subway or by bus, or even the taxis and the grabs that we got are pretty affordable as well. The only thing is, they can get a little bit crowded, as you can see here, but I mean, Singapore is such a small country, you're not really on transit for that long, so I don't mind the standing. So our first stop is Chinatown. So I'd say Chinatown in Singapore is actually a pretty big tourist area. There's a couple different tourist destinations here, a lot of renowned stores and malls, and you'll see a bunch of locals and tourists here as well. So we're here for our first stop to go to Hawker Chan. Previously, Michelin star. They're now Bib Gourmand, but um, they used to be like the cheapest Michelin star you could get, I think. It's like $5 or something for this meal. So Mubin got bandung, which is this rose drink that he is now addicted to. But yeah, they play a TV just showing like how Hawker Chan has been all over the globe with pop-up stores and how it's Michelin starred. But it was good. The soy sauce chicken was quite tasty. I mean, Michelin star, I don't know, but was it tasty? Yeah, yeah, it was. So here we are. We just explored like some of the small malls. They're not very interesting, but there's this like main tourist shopping street, and here we're just stopping by a fruit seller. You're actually not allowed to bring durian on public transit, and of course there was a boatload of just regular Asian tourist souvenirs like fans and chopsticks and magnets and whatnot. There are also a few money exchange places, but I don't recommend exchanging your money here in Chinatown because the rates are not good, of course. There are a few Buddhist temples in Chinatown. The one we went to is probably the one with the most renown. It's like the Buddha's tooth temple, and it's called that because it's supposed to have one of Buddha's teeth. I don't know, we didn't see it. At least we don't think we saw it. But at the top, they did have a nice orchid garden. Actually, if you do go, you're not actually allowed inside if your like knees are exposed. So they'll give you like this apron to wear, just to cover your legs. But here we are on the bus to the next destination, and let me just say, wow, it's so green. It's so nice outside. I think about back in Toronto, and it's just like gray, brown, yellow. Like it's so depressing. But you're here in Singapore, and it's like, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's green outside, and this is their winter as well. Like this is so nice. But also ignoring the fact that it rains every day and it's super humid, and then you get sweaty every day. But oh, another thing about Singapore buses is that you need to flag them down or they won't stop for you. And then also, they also don't announce stops at all in the bus. So you need to like know when the next stop is and then like push the button. But Google Maps is good, and it'll like help you with that. But our next stop is Ha Par Villa. This is a fever dream of a place if I've ever seen it. Pretty much this place is created by the same guy that created Tiger Balm, and it's full of these statues and panoramas, I assume, of like ancient Chinese mythology stories and stuff like that, even though there's the Statue of Liberty for some reason. But I mean, the place is okay. Maybe worth a visit just once or so. They had this section on Journey to the West with the Monkey King, and just like scenes from the stories, even though I never watched it or read it. But you got to admire the dedication, no matter how creepy it is. They literally
Yeah, they're
even
right.
predicted beast stars before it
The
even
deer
happened. I
guy.
mean, deer, wolf, bunny. Who are these guys?
This guy knows.
Back in the ponds earlier, you can actually buy some turtle food and feed the turtles, or at least try to. The fish here are ravenous. They normally get the food before the turtles even do. So you can just chuck it at them, and oh,
Fish.
that turtle didn't even react. Alright, they have like this weird tiger car, and then there is a cafe here. Um, but yeah, weird place. Definitely, it's showing its age, its weather. Some areas, the paint is peeling, and definitely kind of creepy, but at least visiting it once, right? But for our next stop, just right next to the Haw Par Villa is the National University of Singapore. So we just came here just to explore the campus a little bit. Um, it looks pretty nice. I mean, a lot of greenery, a lot of concrete, a lot of gray. Some of the buildings look older, but most of them are pretty newly renovated. So I guess kind of just like Waterloo, maybe. Maybe slightly happier Waterloo because they actually have greenery. Um, but the campus is actually really large. I think it takes like 40 minutes to walk from one end to the other end. But here we are, kind of in the middle, checking out the campus bookstore, bought a couple souvenirs, and then Mubin wanted to visit their business building, which we're seeing here. But yeah, what can I say? This building is as soulless as business students themselves. Sorry, Mubin. Seen some more interesting architecture. Always love that in Asia. Wish we could have that in Canada. But our next stop, we're just on our way to a mall. And I want you to take a look at this building. Like, wow, it looks nice. Like, it looks so modern. It has so many windows, and there's like trees on every balcony, and there's a balcony on every floor. Like, is this a condo or something? No, no, that's a hospital. That's a regular hospital in Singapore. Like, I would love my job if I was working in there. But, anyways, we're in this mall for dinner for bakute. And so, bakute is this classic dish of pork ribs stewed in this pepper soup. So it's super tasty. So that's what I got. I got the original, and then Lulu got it with pork liver. But we ordered rice, vegetables, and then a garden tea as well. After that, went to Starbucks. Mubin bought a Singapore espresso mug. I think he's buying one for each country. And then we hopped in a taxi to go to the night safari up in like the middle of the country where it's the wilderness. Well, not really wilderness, it's just undeveloped.
Because it's just gonna
So
be
we
the same
check in
ride. So
super
this takes you to
fast,
like
and
the
then we
back
head
of the park.
straight
You'll see some
to the
exhibits that aren't you can't
tram.
see by walking
And
around.
so the last time I came here in August,
And after this,
like you
you
see
want
all
to
these
keep going?
rows,
Yeah, of
it was
course.
jam packed. I think it took like 2 hours or two and a half
Oh.
hours just to get on the tram. But here, literally no line at all. So I definitely, I definitely suggest going. I guess this is the off season, but just not in in the summertime. Um, but yeah, the tram is this kind of guided tour that just takes you around to the back of the park ish. Like you get to see exhibits from different angles, and then you get to see some exhibits that you normally don't get to see. Like I think the river otters you don't normally get to see, and then there's like this old elephant that's only available um, to see from the tram. But yeah, they say no flash photography because it is the night safari, so everything is at night. So Yeah, all my footage is kind of grainy. Phone is really struggling. Um, so I don't think the photos you get here are that great, but it's still a cool experience. I think that was actually Lulu's phone. How dare she? But yeah, it's just a cool experience. Like, where else can you just go to a zoo at night? After that, we headed to the amphitheater where they were just doing like a short, maybe like half-hour kind of animal show, just showing off animals. And it definitely was geared towards children, but it was still a nice experience. The male host here, honestly, he kind of looks like Theo. Is that rude to say? No, he gave off Theo energy. He was super nice, super cool. Um, but yeah, just showing off a bunch of animals. But of course, we travel all the way across the world to see a raccoon. Okay, but this one was actually super cute, albino raccoon. That was so round and looked so soft. Just wanted to hug it. But yeah, I really traveled to Singapore just to see a raccoon, which I could see in my backyard. Anyways, the show's over, so now we're actually going to explore the park. It's a pretty small park. You could probably do it in like an hour and a half, maybe, comfortably. Um, Maybe even just like an hour, just going around, looking at the animals. A lot of them they're all nocturnal, and I know it's hard to see, but this is actually two zookeepers feeding the wallabies there. So they're just giving them food. Super cute, but tough to take photos and videos of, let me say. But yeah, they have some pretty cool animals here. Some Barbarossas? I think that's what they are. Some hyenas as well. And oh look, it's Arthur. Yes, this is an aardvark. And unfortunately, I don't know he knows how to read, unlike the TV version. There's this small interactive area where you scan your face and then it makes you into an animal. So here we have Lulu, who is the deer, which is fitting because she is Lu. Haha, Chinese joke. Anyways, next up is Mubin, who is an elephant. Oh, what a cutie. I don't think he agrees though. And then finally, I'm up, and I'm a lion, majestic with the mane. So yeah, I guess those are just our personas. Yif. Here we see another zookeeper having some bonding time with the maned wolves, I believe they are. I don't really know what they were doing, but I think she was trying to get them to sit or do something. Who knows? Anyways, I don't think they got eaten. But yeah, Night Safari is a good time. It doesn't take too long at all. It looks pretty much the same as when I went 5 years ago, but it's a unique experience. Took a taxi back to our hotel, and yeah, good first day in Singapore.